But you know what's unfortunate? That these men don't get to watch each other because they're so busy. So we carried remarks from the White House with the president just a short time ago. We were all watching it in the green room, and he actually called this a tough trip. So I don't know if Sean Spicer...
Well, anybody who's shocked at a chilly
All
reception upon their entrance into Mexico hasn't been paying attention to the news. But this is a huge opportunity to have a really important conversation that is going to affect these two countries, their economies, their people, for many years to come. And there's a lot of confidence behind Rex Tillerson and John Kelly, for that matter, that they're going to have the right conversation.
This is an important meeting and an important relationship. I mean, we should have a good relationship with Mexico, just like we do with Canada. We should have good trade relations.
Can we have one if we build a wall?
I think we can. I think we really can, because I think that we have a problem that is not being solved, and I honestly think that the wall is necessary. There's a lot of people who feel it's a folly, a waste of money. I think it is absolutely necessary for national security and to stem the drug trade, and for immigration problems. It's not
going to work, though, unfortunately.
Well, you know, you try. At least you could do is try, but. And Mexico needs to recognize that it is a problem. They are effectively a conduit for immigrants coming into our country. Now, we can develop good relationships with Mexico, or we can keep this animosity going and stay with the quote-unquote phenomenal relationship we currently have.
I have a question for you, Judge. Some of the land on the border is privately owned. The state doesn't, at least in Arizona, doesn't own it. How do you get beyond that if you're talking about building on people's private land?
That's a great question, particularly 2/3 of the borderland in Texas alone.
Well, the government has tremendous power of eminent domain when necessary for the public good to take over private lands. It's not popular, but it's much less popular when the government...
And we know that Donald Trump has, in the past, said he supports
it. But it's much less popular when the government takes private land for private purposes than it is when they do it for public purposes. They do that with your property when they're building a freeway.
And that is true, and it's part of the Constitution. It's in the Fifth Amendment, but it's actually meant to protect the homeowner, the private property owner, from the government. And we believe in this country that private property ownership is sacrosanct.
Yes,
but also the big problem is, and you know this, Judge, is people, when they're fighting the government, will take this to court and it will make its way through the system, and that can take years. So every single parcel, let's say one of every 15 is challenged in the judiciary. Imagine how much that's going to delay.
I think it will go concurrently with the building of the wall. In other words, they may not build that section until they get it passed, but what the Constitution protects is not that you can absolutely prevent unless there's another way to do it. What it protects is that property cannot be taken from you without just compensation, which is what eminent domain provides.
Hold on.